And hello everyone, we are here with Derpa today, and we are commentating the, what is it, League Champion match between Qsenoch and yurikamome. And both of them had an excellent season, which I don't remember the score, but I think they're tied, right? In the league standings right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited. And we've got our first kingdom. What do you think of this one? Yeah. No. Yeah, it doesn't look like much, since Artisan is good gains, but it's good gains when they're usually worthwhile fives to get, and Jester is quite a weak five. And it would like this this board could really use a workshop effect of some sorts, which just doesn't have one. And your engine pieces, both of them cost four. It does, but also you do have access to a lot of plus buy here, and as long as you can get a lot of village. I'm not against that option. Yeah. I mean, make opening with Hermit, that makes a lot of sense. Eureka Amame has much more of a decision here. Although not really, because they could open, I mean, they could get a 4 on their second buy thanks to Alms anyway. Yeah, the issue that I'm having with this board is that there isn't much to gain with the Hermit. Yeah, like you could gain maybe a pawn, and that's a little like that. That's not great. Just to cycle them. It does take a lot of terminal space, and it is a little awkward because you'd like to be drawing deck pretty aggressively here, especially with Envoy being quite good at like just putting a lot of cards in your hand. It looks like they both drew very similarly with both the Hermits in their second hand of the shuffle. Yeah. Unfortunately, he does not collide the Hermit with the Monastery. And neither does Yurikamame, and unfortunately Yurikamame's Hermit will not trash anything. I I think I'd much prefer keeping the Necro because I might be on this Poorhouse plan with how they've been playing gaining a monastery. Yeah, it is just both of these monasteries are indicative to me of their desire to trash all of their coffers from the deck, since Monastery is not generally a card that trashes quickly, but it does trash a lot when it starts to get going. All right, what does that do? Yeah. Yeah, I do expect the labyrinth front points to just split evenly, without being much of a factor here. Oh, that's interesting. Mick opts for gaining a silver with the Hermit. That is indicative of not going for the poor house plan, which I really wanted to see. I like when poor house works out. It's very awkward. Yeah, it's very awkward to trash it because you can't really like the only way you can trash it with a monastery is you need to leave it in hand. Yeah, it's so tempting to like if you have that treasure in hand, it's just always so tempting to play it, right? You could get two more money and you could just get an extra card with that. That's surely better than trashing the silver, right? I do actually wonder, is it ever an option to well, obviously you're gonna alms for something, but would you ever consider buying a curse here because you could argue that a curse is better than copper in your deck? Yeah, I'm curious. It looks like they're doing it. Oh, no, they're just buying a copper. Okay, they did not. I'm still not sure about this. I think it only makes sense if you're actually going for the poor house plan. I mean, it would be a lot better if the curse could be put in the discard with knowing that Hermit is in your next hand. It did a little bit because they could, yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. This way, I, I don't know. What do you do here from mixed spot? I really don't. I really struggle with figuring out how to add more payload into this deck now. I was still interested in going double poorhouse workers village here. Trash 4 coppers. And we've got the strong play. Yeah, yeah. We've got the strong player approval. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't look like much, especially. Yeah, I somehow doubt it. I feel like Yuri is going to know that he needs to get ahead, and yeah, he opts for a coin instead. Oh, I'm disappointed. Oh, there we go. We didn't buy a curse though. I still wanted that curse. Mm, I think it. I mean, I think it's probably the same because you're gonna end up trashing with monastery on this turn anyways. Yeah, and the thing about poor houses in this kingdom is they come online instantly because the moment you buy a bunch of poor houses, you trash all of your copper with monastery. Yeah, and we see that he can draw. Yeah, I mean there really isn't. Oh, I guess Mick is missing the artisan. I was gonna say there isn't that much he's missing, but that seems clearly wrong. And it's also an awkward next hand for Mick as well, because there aren't any villages in that hand. They're all in hand right now. Yeah, I mean, you're risking drawing 2 poor houses of the top. I mean, you're always risking drawing 2 weak cards of the top. And no poor house. Right. Yeah. It's a little awkward with the envoy discarding the workers' village here for yurikamome. Not having quite enough village. Yeah. You could not do that. You could uh just take coin from the pawn if you prefer that. Although that's the same, I think. I think it's all the same. Oh yeah. Okay. It is slightly better. It is like one coin better or one. Yeah, you get to basically pick three choices from the pawn if you draw that worker's village. You get an action, a buy, and a coin out of the out of playing the workers' village because the workers' village allows you to play the poor house. Yeah, I think Yurikamame is okay with that. You don't play these coppers, right? You just alms for a workers' village and grab another poor house. Yeah, and surely in mixed spot now you're thinking that, oh, I really want these workers' villages so that my opponent who's putting a bunch of poor houses in their deck doesn't get to use them very well. It is, yeah, 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 probably. I mean, I want to gain at least two so that Yurikamame doesn't get too much of a majority. And if I'm gaining a bunch of workers' villages, I should probably add a bunch of poor houses to my deck, right? Otherwise, we're going to be way over villaged. Or yeah, you could try to get workers' villages like this. Unlucky. Yeah, Mick hates poor house. It he does manage to get a decent line of without yeah, with still gaining two villages and not doing the poor house thing. Y- exactly. Yeah, that would be the situation where both gesture choices are bad, actually. Yeah, I mean them having divergent strategies makes Jester pretty bad here. Hey, what can we do this turn? Or we have 5 terminal space, and Artisan could get a workers village. I don't actually see what else are you gaining with the Artisan. You could try, yeah, you could try for a Jester, but does that really do anything for you, right? Yeah, maybe you start greening now. Like, what? I really don't see what else you do. Yeah, you only have 12 money. Just not that much this turn. I I presume he does. Yeah, we are obviously not going to be doing that in the commentary. Yeah, I mean, I don't claim to be good enough at Dominion to be able to do that in the commentary. Oh, oh yeah, that is. We can also alms. It's another benefit of going full poorhouse. Yeah, Haka wants 2 cats. Yeah. The problem with the problem of going for cats is what if your opponent does not green and then you suddenly have a bunch of cats, or what if you don't have the cats in the right spot in your deck and you can't play them? Assuming you draw the artisan and you don't dot because of being overcatted. I suppose that is true, J Nails. The opponent can't really do much building with Workers Village being empty. Yeah. I mean, it is just 2 coins. Like that's all the card does. Yeah. And maybe fortunately for Mick, even if he wanted to buy a province here, I don't think he can. I no, he cannot, right? Yeah, if uh, I think what Haka is referring to is playing the Jester before the Hermit. He could have played the Jester, then the Envoy, not the Hermit, then the Envoy, during either the village or the Silver village would be able to draw him the other one, and then he could play the Jester. Yeah, and man, this artisan card looks so weak right now. I don't want to gain anything with it. I suppose I could gain a pawn if I don't. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to gain a card, then gaining a pawn is exactly doing that. Yeah, I do want to top deck this cat. Yeah, so I'm kind of okay with just like gaining a pawn with artisan, playing two poor houses, buying a single province, and oh, never mind. We had two villages in the discard. You can't play it. Oh, the problem is he can't play his payload, right? Because if he gains a poor house here, he does not have the actions to play all four. I assume he's. Oh, I was assuming he was gonna top deck a cat here, but no, he decides to top deck a village. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mick is going to have a turn next turn. I'm not really sure how much Mick's full turn does at this point. I don't think it's double province. It actually means it wasn't a dad at all, probably. Oh, this is really clever for yurikamome. He's trying to bait out the black cat now on the duchy so he can hermit. Yeah. You see that your opponent has 8 coins, right? You for sure wait, right? As soon as you figure out that the hermit can trash a curse from the discard, you definitely wait. I still think in mixed position, I'm happier with Yuri buying 4 black cats than with him buying a province here. It does appear that this we're not actually we're waiting for Yuri, not Mick, because we are waiting for Yuri's decision on what to top deck. What do you top deck? I see all of Workers' villages in Yuri's deck right now, so I think you have to top deck the village, yeah. Yeah. Do you know if there is a cat? You don't know if there is a cat. You know there is a top decked card, which is probably a cat. Or do you? Actually, you don't know if it's a cat. It could be a village. You could figure out that it's a village because you saw like three villages being in play and one being in the discard. Yeah. I'm not sure. I- Well, I think Yuri's point is Mick cannot green right now and he has 12 points lead. Okay. So, if Mick is tracking all of this, which I somehow doubt. Oh, last card was a province, okay. Then he could take a risk here and just, like, buy a province. He might need to take the risk anyway. What did you ask? Sorry, I missed the question. Yeah, I'm not sure how much Mick is tracking, but Mick could be tracking down this exact hand, or there being exactly one cat in the hand. So you could just green and get lucky on, yeah. I mean, the thing is, if Yuri draws a second cat in the next two, then you probably take then Mick probably takes the entire curse pile because Yuri's deck is full of cats. There you go. And he gets to trash the curse. This is kind of awkward. You don't really want to gain a pawn because that leads the game to, like, that gets the game closer to being over. Do you gain a poorhouse? Yeah. I mean, Yuri might have not been thinking about it. He might have just decided that the black cats are better than a province in that position. Yeah. The problem for Yuri is that he does need to draw deck, and that's a little hard here. Or draw a significant part of his deck. Well, and get enough buys. Yeah. Oh yeah, he does need to only play two poor houses to buy a province. Not as trivial. Like there are only three poor houses in this deck, and the envoys can have the poor houses discarded. This is definitely what make us thinking. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely what make us thinking about, do I discard this poor house or do I discard this envoy? I think outside of discarding the poor house here, I mean, obviously we know the context of Yuri's hand. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, you know there isn't necessarily a village in that hat, or okay, there is likely a village. There are probably not multiple villages in that hand, and having an envoy, like having the ability to discard another envoy card, might actually be better than even the random two. Like in this position, seeing drawing five and discarding and getting one discarded might be worse than drawing two with the cat. I don't know how true that is, but I wouldn't be surprised if yurikamome believes that he doesn't need to do anything to win the game from now. He has a lot of cats in the deck. No, that's just a hermit gain. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the. Yeah. I'm not a fan. Uh, I think he does lower. I think that's the plan, right? He just trusts. I mean, he could, but you just trust that there is a lot of cats in these 13 cards, and there is a lot of cards in these 13 cards. I don't think even Province gets there. I think any green card that Mick gets. Yeah. How many cats does Mick have? Is it one or two? He could lower pawns to two. Yeah, with alms. Yeah, I think you're supposed to max lower it. There are what six cats in these 13 cards. So you're most likely seeing all of them. You're very likely to see all of them if Mick buys a green card. I think so, something like that. And you could run into an unfortunate scenario where your starting hand doesn't have a cat as Yuri, but it's so unlikely. Yeah. Yeah, either way, you should see all of them. So, okay, he decides to not buy any cards. Yeah. Yeah. The bad part for Mick here is, or does he know? Oh no, Yuri played the poor house. So Mick does actually know that buying a green card here is probably death. Not buying a green card and waiting for a better day. Yeah. Alternatively, in uh, how many curses can you beat? You could beat like six, right? Like you could get a province and a duchy and take six curses and trash one of hermit, and that way you would win. Oh no, you don't win because the piles don't empty. Never mind. Can you somehow win with all eight curses going to you? Is that because that's the only way you empty a pile. Yeah. Oh, you could Jester a curse. Actually, can you Jester a curse? No, you can't Jester a curse because all of the green, all of Yuri's green is in the discard now. Yeah, low shot is better than no shot. Yes, but he might be waiting for his terminal space. I think fully drawn. I mean, he could fully draw if he plays the pawns for card action. Yeah. I mean, the last card's Workers' Village. That indicates that we're playing for another turn. Not sure how much I like the State Palette. I mean, it doesn't win though, right? I don't think it wins because yeah, but you're getting. I think you're taking six curses at least, right? 11 money, 12 money. It is possible. Yes, you could get 1 point, 1 pawn for. Oh no, never mind. I can't count actions. Oh no, it is. It is possible. You draw the workers' village, then you play the workers' village for the six of buy and an extra action. Then you spend the pawn for action coin. You have 12 coins and six buys and two gains. Yeah. So no, you need the artisan to draw the estate. Yeah, Haka is telling us that there are five cats. So you could hope for them not drawing one. And you could play the Jester first and think, yeah. What Jane is suggesting. You can't give out the curse, Jane. Yeah. Yeah. Is it? I guess if you know that there are 5 cards, right? I mean, 5 cards draw into the discard is the problem. If the Jester knocks off a card, yeah, you could like knock off a card with a Jester and then only eat 4 curses and buy all of the estates. That is not the line that Mick went, yeah. Okay, but what if yeah. Yeah, like what if Mick just doesn't agree? Yeah, but Yuri also has a disadvantage of his deck is full of cats. It's also the question of do you play all the cards? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you can do that anymore, Janos, because you fought for way too long at this point. If you like click the cats instantly and then you stopped at some point, I think that would be possible. Just that would be very convincing. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I mean at this point Mick is aware that there could be a cat in hand because you've thought about this for way too long. Even if you like click this cat and then stop instantly after. Oh, he did. Yeah, it makes sense that Yuri's worried about the curse pile. What is it? 12. Even 2 estates, if he wishes to. Oh, right, the hermit can also. Okay, I didn't take account for hermit taking an estate. So 3 estates because the pawn could also get a coin. So it is a worry for Yuri. Yeah, yeah. I don't think Mick can take plus buy off this pawn, right? Uh, Never mind. Or am I miscounting? Oh, I'm miscounting, I think. Wait, does this win? I think this wins, right? this wins if Yuri plays one cat. And yeah, well, it wins now. Yeah, he empties the curses, buys a province and an estate. All right. I mean, I think he was well ahead at the point where he took the four cats. Yeah. Yeah, it was short tracer until the cats got played. But the thing is, if you leave the curse pile at 6 and you have and and yeah, if you leave the curse pile at 6, then you don't actually. I don't know if the game, like, if you can win the game. Obviously, it's still better to leave the curse pile than 6, but your deck from Yuri's position is still bad because it's still full of cats and your starting hand's not that big. Yeah, but yeah, not a whole lot of other engine pieces or like powerful cards in this. I mean, Charge is a powerful utility tool. Yeah, it's one of the new cards from the Rising Sun, and I haven't played with Rising Sun much, but I did look at the Glico rankings for the where the new cards got placed, and this card got placed in like a top 10 or something, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then I read the card, and I was like, oh yeah. There is Golem. Yeah, yeah, there is Golem that could serve as a cantrip. Yeah. I mean, you do need to find the golems. It's so awkward to play with that card, which is why the card's bad. The other option is you could go for some money deck that makes use of the liver banquet. I don't really know how good that is. The liver banquet, yeah. So you could buy it if you have 5 coins. You buy a deliver, then you buy a banquet, and you pick up like 2 coppers and a sacred grove or something. And yeah. I mean, the whole deliver banquet thing is you spend 5 coins to put 5 coins in your next hand and a terminal. This doesn't sound very appealing, does it? When they say it like that. Because you're also flooding your deck with cards that you can't really play, being Sacred Grows and invent and coppers. Yeah. If you have daimios in your deck, then maybe like you could line up the like you could draw a daimyo at some point with a Sacred Grove and then play multiple. Inventor could outgold with Banquet. I don't think that's the I don't think Inventor and Banquet go in the same deck here. Yeah. Church just appears as a much stronger card in general, and especially in such a uh, village light kingdom. Or should I say village light? We have daimyo. It's a village. Yeah. the, yes, the Uber Eats events that do seem quite powerful, as Janos mentions. Hmm. Yeah, I know I don't see the line. Like I don't see what are we doing with those events. Like what is our choice five cost of banquet that's good. Yeah, that is true extra. The problem that I'm having with that is what if your golem just doesn't hit daimyo and you dud? I mean I think I think the two options that we have here are we play an engine that utilizes an inventor megaturn with golem, which is quite awkward because you don't know how that's gonna work out, or we play a money deck that utilizes both the events. I mean, deliver with go. Oh, go ahead. Oh, that is a very simple idea. I quite like it. The problem is you're throwing a lot of boons at your opponent that way. Uh, This is a very awkward spot for Yuri, right? Because what do you do with this remote? Like, what do you gain? None of these cards sound appealing. You could get a potion, but the problem is it's really hard to buy a golem here. So you're probably constantly going to be in debt. I I don't think he gains a gold, right? I think it's deliver banquet of something, but he does opt for a daimyo. Yeah, it's not a synergy. They are kind of like four coins, right? Because they let you not spend money on deliver. Well, he did draw the cargo ship off the top, so it all worked out. Oh, right. He could double the charge or something. Yep. Wait, what? Oh, that was an inventor. I thought I saw an island go. The animations were nearby, and I was gonna be very surprised. So here's the question: you just put a potion in your shuffle. Do you deliver a daimyo or not? Right. Yuri chooses not to. Are you just happy to daimyo the church? Um, oh, you could do it like this, right? From Mick's perspective. Oh, also he did not want to trigger a shuffle because his daimyo was in play, right? So the side of the cargo ship. No. All right. It does appear that Yuri is going to be able to afford a golem. Just barely. Oh yeah, Mick could have delivered the daimyo instead of having cargo stay out. It's very true. I mean, what is the plan here for Mick? Are we just playing daimyo cargo ship money? Okay, I'm very curious about this. I think from this spot you double the church, right? Never mind. Oh god, I've... Hmm. Give me a moment. Alright, I just realized that the the text that I put on top of my recording of what the match is was was written for my championship match instead of this. Yeah, I just changed it up. I'll have to edit that. Maybe. Or not. My championship match is going to happen, yes, Strumpf. At some point later today, probably after this match is done. Golem and Daimyo. Yeah, this is awkward. This does appear to be a very good turn for Yuri, though. This could be the mega turn, actually. Is that possible? Is the game over? Can the Yuri mega turn on this upcoming turn? Yeah. I assume... Yes. Like, this golem plays at least 6 actions, right? So you can play... Okay, you're gonna play 6 actions with that, so that's gonna be... potentially 6 inventors, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could get 6 inventor... or, what, 5 inventor plays because there's a Sacred Grove. He's setting up for next turn. Or is he? No, okay, I'm not sure what's going on. So basically, what I'm saying here is, since the inventor gains happen like mid golem, if your only action card in the deck is inventor, then you can daimyo the golem and guarantee, or if you have 2 inventors in your deck as your only cards in the deck, then you can guarantee that your golem always hits inventor. So if you have 6 golem pools, then you can turn that into 6 inventor plays from either inventor or daimyo, because the daimyo makes the inventor happen, right? Yeah, I'm not sure why did he set aside the inventor. I assume that's because he thinks he's not ending this turn. It depends really on what's in his deck and if he wants to hit. I know, he wants to play all of these actions with the golem. Yeah, I don't think this turn, the game is going to end this turn, but I think it was pretty close. Oh, there is a remodel. That's a little awkward. Not that awkward. Is Wisp nice or is Wisp bad, actually? So, my line of thought is, if your deck is only Daimios and Inventors as your actions, then the golems will always hit them, right? I assume that's just for scoring purposes. Definitely another daimyo and something else. A gold, apparently. Okay. Okay, now this is the mega turn, I think, for Beauty. And I don't think Mick can win right now. I don't know. I think he wants the inventor to be in hand so that any daimyo he hits, he can turn into an inventor. You'll see Aku next turn. Like, there is a little bit of junk in Yuri's deck, which is slightly concerning. No, no, no. I claim that the draw isn't an issue because the golem filters. It like finds your actions anyway. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't have the vision from the early game either. It's just like that there is obviously an outline of, well, this is something that you could do. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it was all right. Well, Mick is going to go off on the Daimyo Inventor thing a little bit, but it's just a little bit. Can't even afford anything. Still in debt. Yeah. I suppose it is. Yeah. It is a little worrisome for Yuri if the golem does not hit a daimyo. I assume there is one in the deck, right? Oh, it could hit a wisp. Okay, that's good enough. Or is it? I mean, we don't have the terminal space to play all of these actions that we have in hand. Maybe it isn't good enough. Uh, I suppose the issue that I'm having with Yuri's deck is there is a strong conditional to it, and that is the deck actually needs to work, right? It needs to actually be able to play its cards. And this is the thing that, yeah, I think this is his last golem play. Yeah, yeah. I feel like there's too much junk in Yuri's deck. Like there's too much. No, there's too much action junk. Like there are too many actions that he doesn't want to hit off the golem. Yeah. I mean, this is always a thing with inventor kingdoms, right? Like you want the inventors, but you also want the support stuff for it. And support, if the support stuff cannot be gained with inventors, then it's really hard to nail the timing. Yeah. Well, and Mick made the decision to just not use the golem. It's like the other big problem for Yuri is that he hasn't drawn his potion because he could build for another turn. But again, the problem of that is, what if you don't find the golem in your hand that turn? I don't think so because you can't play the cards you draw most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, it's the standard. Yeah, yeah, it's the standard awkward things about Golem. Yeah, but I'm worried. Yeah. Oh, Mick has a problem of his deck really needs to draw the inventor, and I think he has like one. Yeah, I mean, I would be sort of scared that Mick can pile, but also, I mean, he can't be too scared that Mick can pile, right? Like, you're unsure whether Mick's deck actually does anything at this point after he put a bunch of green in it with no draw. Yeah, I mean, he could, like, on perfect draws, Mick can empty islands and buy a daimyo and win. Never mind. That doesn't win anymore. Yeah, and one of those cards that he's gained also gave him extra Fairgrounds points, which is why he has such a huge points lead at this point. You know, there is a cargo ship in hand, so that's like one of the things. Yeah, it's not enough daimyos. What other choice do you have? Yeah. I mean, the big problem with mixed deck is I think from this point on it never does anything. I think Yuri just won this turn because he's found the golem. He's making sure that he's gonna have actions after he plays the golem. It's fair. And it is over. He can just empty the islands. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, make. Yeah. Yeah. Yuri took the risk on building the. Or risk, maybe he knew the deck is gonna work. But he did decide to build the more powerful deck, and the, that worked out. Yep. Yeah, I mean, all of that kingdom was very awkward, and I think that that was just like that was the best deck that Mick found that he was sure it would work. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the mix deck, right? Mix deck, yeah, mix deck was strong, right? Like it still made use of Daimyo Inventor. Right, let's look for where they are. All right, on the other server. Yeah. Okay, this kingdom looks like it has powerful cards. Not quite explosive in terms of payload, but very powerful effects between Pixie, Lackeys, and Masquerade. Not that much to do with them. The only village is a very weak card. Yeah. I mean, Lackey's a sort of draw, at least for the first two uses. I mean, I think most of the village power here is supposed to be Lackey's as a village. Not exactly sure how you built here. Is Foray the loot one? Yeah. You could probably make use of that at some point. Out of Foray to get some loots in your deck. So that probably is the... Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, Mining Road could also make use of loot. Yeah. I'm imagining like a very simple deck where you have a some mining roads to play the treasures immediately, and then you have all the good cheap cards of Pixie, Lackeys, and Masquerade. You try to gain loots and you try to get contracts. Yeah. So yeah, Soltrosa brings a valid point here that getting a treasure chest would be nice, but I just do not see how you get the coffers. Like you need to play Swashy 4 times. Yeah, but you have to place like you have to put Swashy in the deck and then play her 4 times. That just seems like so much effort for this kingdom where you could be doing a lot faster things. Yeah. Yeah. So you probably are not even expecting to get it after 4 plays of Swashi. Yeah, so I think yeah. Yep. They've both discarded 3 with it. Yeah. Does make want the 5 here? No. It does not look like he does. Uh, there is another. Oh, I guess the only plus buys are stop cards. Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. But there is a plus buy in terms of foray, and I think we're going to be clicking on that once or twice. Yeah. I mean, but both stop mining horizons and forays add stop cards to the deck. Well, the thing about mining road specifically is like mining road with foray gives you two buys. Oh, and Yuri comes out of the relic. Very powerful in this kingdom. Oh no, that wasn't Yuri, that was Mick. We're entering like a very awkward stage of this where you're really running out of actions and you don't want to put more lackeys in because you already have the mask and like you're just gonna be running out of villagers very rapidly. Yeah, the both of these players are slow players, Lemon. So we're gonna be here for a while. Yeah. He decides to yeah. Yeah. The ally not being very powerful here, unfortunately, for Yuri. I suppose you could discard your lackeys, which you really are not going to want in your hand that much. Oh no, never mind. He chooses the relic instead. I think so, yeah. I mean, not over the estate, but I mean, I want to buy things that say plus cards on them mostly here. Because I really want to foray, and it's really expensive too. Yeah, make I don't see why would you not play the lackeys though. Like you're going to draw two cards that are not silver relic or goat. Uh, oh no, he's thinking about contract, right? Though, yeah. If you were thinking about foray, you wouldn't be stopping there. Anyway, did he not pass the estate? Confused. Oh, for foray reasons. Okay. He's probably going to find the lackeys. He has some lackeys. He has lackeys set aside under the contract. Yuri goes for the Swashi. Okay, so he is intending on playing it 4 times probably. Very difficult to do. I suppose he did have 5 coins and no plus buy. Ooh, the masquerade attack is mean here. I think you just draw the Mini Growth and Masquerade and you skip the lackeys, right? Yeah, I mean, you'd much rather pass a copper, obviously. Right, yeah. Mick could even trash Yuri's goat here. Quite a mean thing to do. I mean, he could also buy a contract as the village and not go for A, or does he have money to do both? For 6, 7. He does have money to do both actually, but on. Oh yeah, he does have plenty of money to do both because he could just buy the contract. The contract gives you 2 money back, so it actually costs 3. For A is actually quite synergistic with the masquerade, funnily enough. Because you want to keep some junk in your deck so that you can pass it with the mask and that you can discard it with 4A. Ooh, that's the big goat. Well, he trashed one of them. And now he's gonna pass the other one. Unfortunately, price code is not very good here for Mick. Um, it's just going to be 3 coins and a buy. It's better than some loots. He did, although the masquerade that trashed the goat could have been a goat. You never know. It was under a mask. It appears that Yuri is also going to be able to contract in 4A. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a much better one than price goat, I think. I suppose the most of the boons are not very good here, right? A plus card is good and Will-O-Wisp is good, right? Or I guess there are 2 plus card ones, so it's like a 1 in 4 to hit something that you really want. Yeah. It does appear to me that the Swashbuckler is quite good here at this point, since the game is not coming to an end anytime soon. So the value that Yuri will get from it is going to come in handy. Yeah. Granted, Mick is pretty ahead on building here and on trashing. Ooh, that's a good one. I like that one. Alright, now it is time for the Swashi. Lucky's does seem like a more efficient 2-cost card here. In worst case, you just pass it with the Masquerade. I don't think so, Lemon Spawn. I think draw is really hard to come by here, and having the alternating draw from figurehead is very, very handy. I mean, you can play around the uh, alternating draw by like putting more stop cards on one turn and then more draw on the other turn. I really don't assume that Mick will have any trouble with figuring out how to use the figurehead efficiently. Yeah. And ooh, there is the other figurehead. I guess we're not gonna get to see how good figurehead is. I think I think you guys are forgetting about the good loot. Staff, I think it's called. Yeah. Unless no, there were no tricks, right? Yeah, we have way too many lackeys in this deck as mech. But then again, the next turn is the turn where we don't have the figurehead. Oh, Mech discarded too many. That's true, he discarded two. Did he have the Swashi in hand? Oh, he did not have the Swashi in hand at that point, though. I mean, a Brecon is still probably worth the risk. I'd trade a villager for a coffer here. Right? For a coffer. Oh, Aku is saying that is a 1/4 chance of a coffer. Okay, I wouldn't trade a villager for a 1/4 chance for a coffer. Is that not what Aku is saying? So what's chance? Yeah. So at the start of the turn, you can. You're probably going to have to play an additional lackeys if you discard one less. Maybe not, actually, but I'm assuming you play the additional lackey. So to draw more of the cards if you haven't discarded. And that's why I'm talking about trading a villager for a coffer. Not sure if it makes any sense actually. Do you trash the lackeys? Just kind of interested. Yeah, probably. Yeah, sword is very powerful here. It's not that hard. Altar. Uh, he has plenty of lackeys. It's so natural to just buy a lackeys and go for seize the day here. Except for it's completely nonsense. Yeah, sword. I assume you would want like it's very clean that you have 4 money and you're very tempted to buy C's here, but the issue that I'm having with that is you're just kind of giving up your chances to pile out with the C's this way. And this kingdom is going to get piley soon-ish. Okay. Maybe it was just the Hearthstone player in me that said, okay, I have 4 coins and C's costs 4, so I need to buy the thing that costs 4. Spend all of my money. That's not quite how Dominion works usually. Yeah, I mean you would have to play for a greening line for sure if you bought C's early. It doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. You need to keep $2 unspent so you can cast lackeys on their turn. I do not know what that means. Oh, fairgrounds are a lot better than provinces. That is true. Yeah. Given the plus buy is plentiful enough. I mean, the game is not going to go that long because Seize the Day exists, right? So it just allows for a lot higher pilouts. And I don't know. If we have like 5 buys in the deck and we have Seize the Day, then we can empty a pile from full. So I'm really not that worried. Like it's very hard to stop a pilot in a kingdom like this from Seize the Day. Ooh, that's an exciting one. Never mind, this discard's awful. Yep. What else do you want here as Yuri? I kind of like the idea of adding another mining road. Like it's a what? It's a 5 money card at this point, right? Or like a 4 to 5 money card. Second Swashy. Yeah, it is just like a powerful draw card, so I don't mind it. But I know Swashy is also not like a super thrilling card to have in the deck here. I'd say. Or okay, no, it's let me rephrase that. It's not. It is a great card to have in the deck. I just do not want to be buying it because it is very expensive. I'll mix. Yeah. Mix alter bottom decks. Yep, that is a lot of lackeys. Yeah. It's not like you can activate Swashbuckler later in the turn, right? Like you need to draw it in your opening-ish hand, or like early in your deck to activate it. Yeah, it is true, but you already have the ally to discard. That is a lot of money, and that is a pretty good loot. I like my payload at the bottom of my deck when I'm drawing deck. And another in. Suppose that does let him top deck the Swashi and the in, and he's gonna pass the lackeys. I mean, they don't seem very valuable here. Yeah. I mean, he has plenty of lackeys to get rid of. I mean, if I'm in Yuri's spot right now, I burn them all the way, I think. I want the golds. Yeah. And Yuri does start trashing the lackeys straight up. Can you ever win here over 2 already? Is that a crazy thing to ask? Yeah, gold for 0 coins is a very good card. I agree. Just choose a little bit of a slower line. It seems quite good. Like, he does not get to play this amphora. Oh, he also did not draw the figurehead. That's in. I think that's in the bottom three, right? Probably. Early on. Both of them did. I mean, I think this is the moment where we are starting to look at winning lines in a Seize the Day Kingdom, right? Like the buys start to sort of line up. Yuri has an amphora and a hammer, which is a pseudo plus buy. I'm expecting a win on the latest turn 12, I think, here. Yeah. Not exactly sure. One of the piles is probably gonna be Pixie. The other might be Swashy, might be Mining Road, might be Contract. Mining Road seems actually kind of sensible. Yeah, the thing about Mining Road here is it has a plus buy, right? So when if you buy a bunch of mining, like buy slash gain a bunch of mining roads, and then click seize the day, then you get those plus buys back. And the pilot can really come out of from nowhere with seize the day is the thing. I don't think the third pile is ever province because there are already enough plus buys in both decks to pile pixies on the seize between the seize the day and a regular turn. What do you do here as Mick? Because I think you're going to end up buying some pixies here, right? Because you have like the cards that you want to be buying kind of cost 5. Well, then the cards you want to be buying cost 6. I mean, either way, the cards that you want to be buying are quite expensive, so you're gonna throw in some pixies because you have leftover buys. Yeah, this could even be Swashi in triple pixie. I don't think you want to spend the coffers, right? Like you want to put that gold in your deck. Okay, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of winning next turn as Mick when I'm setting up that turn, obviously, because the piles are getting lower and lower, and they both want to keep on building. Also, Yuri's hand is very awkward. Um, very, very awkward. Nothing to masquerade, even. Oh. Pixie to the rescue? Not quite. Oh my, this hand is awful. Yeah, I mean, we do have a figurehead in place that is quite nice. But yeah, I'm not very excited about this turn from Yuri. I probably, but also he needs to score. The game is about to end, I think. Oh, well, we could do that. Okay, the game might not end on turn 12 because of this. I assume this is the defensive seas. I don't think he's gonna be winning. Yeah. I don't think he has enough buys anywhere near. It's a pretty good boon. I like that one. I'll take that one. Maybe? There is an in hand that already does this. I mean, does Yuri even have enough draw in his deck to actually draw the whole deck? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could just discard the gold and the copper and contract both the actions. Just call it the day. Guess you could. Oh, I do not like playing this in, although it does work out. Yeah, we for sure don't play this Swashi though, and which makes me concerned about playing this mining growth, right? What are we gonna draw into with this Swashi? Yeah, okay. We don't play it. But the deck is kind of collapsing for Yuri here. Really don't like how it's looking. It's 4 coppers still in that deck. Crazy. I mean, there is a lot of sifting in this kingdom, so maybe they're not that much of an issue. No, he can't take all 5, he only has 26. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of points. Yep. How many points can mixed Fairgrounds be? They can probably be 20, right? Or not 20. They could probably be 8 points. Right, of 20 cards. I know, I haven't counted, but I assume that's the case. Yeah. Yeah, the Fairgrounds can probably be 8 points. with 20 different cards in mixed deck, right? Gets the gold, he has the altar, he has every single kingdom card, right? So that's 10. Then he has like 4 or 5 loots. Don't remember how many. He has a copper, a silver, a gold. Yeah, so that's like 17. If you add some green to that, then I think that's there. Yeah, so that's what, 16 points. So he needs 20 more points to win here. It's a little difficult. He has one. I'm assuming the second one will come from. Well, he's gonna buy the second one this turn. He has 2 turns, right? Yeah. It is very easy for Yuri to. Yeah, it's very easy for Yuri to just pile out pixies. Do you take Sun's Gift here? I suppose it's your only pixie, so you might not want to. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of hate this altar being in mixed deck. I'm just looking at it and I never want to play it. I mean, they were Finn on like turn 3 with this. They were Finn on like turn 3 or 4 in this kingdom. Because of how fast it really is. Yeah, it's just like Altair is very hand size hungry, and it's really difficult to get hand size here. We do have 4 loots on mixed side. Wait, I just realized, how does Yuri have 7 cards in hand? How did that happen? A reverse gift. Oh well, that's unfortunate for Yuri. What do you do here? You have, what, 9, 13, 15. It's unfortunate for Yuri that he's gonna get that sorted. And it's still a good boon, but it's just the sword that's gonna be annoying. Anyway, I'm talking nonsense about things that aren't important. What is important is these. Yeah. What I think is what we have 20. Yeah, we have 22-ish coins. We it depends on if we get coins, like if we get 2 treasures here. But it looks like we have 20 coins plus a 1 mining road in play that could yield money. So Fairgrounds cost 6, Seize the Day costs 4. That's 10 of our coins. And then we need to score. Yeah, I mean, what are the boons that are left over? Yeah, I always keep track of this, but this time I wasn't. Look at the boons. There is forest, and there is mountain, and there is earth still. And I think there is field still in the pool. And the will-o-wisp still. There's a lot of good boons to hit. It's still points potentially. Or yeah. I assume he's playing the Swashy here. Yeah. I mean, I think he's just gonna play the Swashy and contract the mask. Are we triggering this? I don't know. How much stuff is it there in this discard? Is it bad? Might be bad. Okay, I guess we are doing that. What did we do with the masquerade? Oh, we trashed the mask and we set aside the lackeys and the Swashy. I don't like trashing the mask. Yeah, it was points, so I'm really not sure why we did that. Yeah, we sees. I mean, we probably don't want to buy Fairgrounds this turn because we'd rather do that next turn. I want some number of pixies here. And why do you have to like double province, double pixie? You'd province duchy if you want to save the coffers for the next turn. Yeah, I mean, I still think I would have preferred to contract the mask than to contract the lackeys. I really don't know why we did that. I mean, okay, maybe we don't want to risk it and we think we're far ahead, but I don't think we're far ahead from mixed position. We're pretty far behind, actually. Yeah, but points. Like he had to trash it if he wanted to set aside both because he needed to play the altar to gain a contract. Uh, he opts for 2 pixies in the province. Let's see. Unless you trash all of them, but we really miss. Yeah, forest is good, moon is bad. Uh, yeah. Has Moon's Gift ever been good? It always feels so bad. Ooh, I like that. That's points. Potentially. Or less awkward cards that you have to get. I like that. You can play a in and the lackeys, and there are wisps in there. I mean, we are always triggering this because there is no next turn. We don't care about next turn. Yeah. Are we just playing double lackeys? Apparently not. Okay, that's... Ooh, the wisp actually drew. Okay, yeah, then we're definitely playing the altar. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, how much money is this? 12. 12 and 10 in hand, so it's 22. That's 30. We have 38 coins. That's a lot of coins. Yeah, 38 coins, 8 buys. So we sink 10 of that into pixies. We have 28 left. Or pixies and fairgrounds. We have 28 left. Yeah, we have 31 left. Yeah. Is that a one off? No, is this enough? I mean, he's clicking on it, so... Oh, it is enough. It is way more than enough. Alright. Yeah, it was a very, very good spot. It was a very hard one to finish off. Oh, right. We got this new one. It was turn 12. No, I said 12, didn't I? Yeah. Alright. What are we doing here? This looks like a very awkward kingdom. I kind of like that. I mean, the problem of Apprentice here is that there is a frigate, so you can't really use it for draw that well. Yeah, I mean, Apprentice is still good, and I do want to open it. I just don't see using it as draw. No? Uh, Are we putting the token? I mean, there is Lost Arts and there is a plus card teacher token, so you could ever make any card into a cantrip. Apprentice plus Grave Robber is draw. Fair. Maybe the rules file is all libraries. I mean, every card in this kingdom is a stop card. It only happens to be that Riverboat has a apprentice under it, or in it, or whatever. No, I think you build. I don't know how you build, but I want to build, right? There's a peasant. The titles is not a draw. We're not doing that. Yeah, I mean you can't like it takes so long to put plus card on anything, but like the issue that I have with like we the issue that I have with replace money is that, well, first of all, yeah, they have to play a frigate. Second of all, the moment the peasant engine starts to gets a turn, then that turn probably wins. I I don't know, but I mean, we can make any card into a cantrip, right? So we can probably draw with that somehow. Ne- Yurikamome. Okay, both of them are playing replace money. It looks like with peasant. Actually, Mick is playing replace money. Assume opponent can't forget every turn, put lost arts on the riverboard and trash Fiada. Not bad of an idea. I kind of like it. Yeah. I mean, I Mick is straight on the replace money, and I think Yuri is doing something creative here. Yeah. Okay, Tracer argues that replace money is fast enough that you don't need to play peasant at all, or play frigate at all. But yeah, putting frigate in the deck might hurt you more than the opponent, honestly. I suppose. Yeah, yeah, I can get behind that. Oh, there is also a ghost that could help, maybe. Oh no, from the haunted mirror. You know, I want to believe in the engine because every time I've seen good players play this game, then the engine wins. Even if it's the most awkward and awful looking engine ever. I mean, I just feel like, okay, the money decks win if they are good money decks, in my experience. But I don't think of replace money as a good money deck. Well, yeah, but I'm not sure how excited are you to thin down in a money deck, right? I don't know, gear, treasure trove, like good money cards. Pixie. It is true. Like it's not the worst thing, but like I just I'm not sure that I believe that. I know I don't think replace money is a fast money deck. Like Sure, cursing your opponent is good if your opponent's deck is not that great, but I've just like I just believe in Yuri to be able to deal with the curses and uh, do the engine. Oh well. Yeah, it's just my experience with money. I don't know. There is an engine here, right? There you can build an engine out of this somehow. So it's probably a really terrible engine, but there is something. Yeah, it's just, I think I'm always losing to replace money here, Lemons too, because I'm not actually willing to play it because I do not like playing money with the cursor. Yeah, replace is a great card, but it's a great card for engines, right? Is it like I feel like cursors are not good money cards, except for Charlatan maybe, because cursing is a lot more annoying for a money deck than for an engine. What do you mean you can't draw? We're drawing here. You're gonna disciple the side pulse and it's gonna be great. I mean, it is probably possible to just like do one huge turn that's winning, right? With all of the disciples. If you just like if you're given enough time, you can just do one huge turn that's winning here, I think. Grave robber? Yeah. I mean, okay, my true payload is disciple, right? And grave robber is just a tool to grab green. I know, yeah. I mean, we could put lost arts on grave robber. I don't think we can't trip. Oh, we trashed the tight pulls. Okay, I mean, we can disciple this riverboat, I suppose. Part ways of the cemetery. You could part ways of the ghost first. It seems very awkward to do here. Okay, Yuri does choose to. Quite happy to just shuffle, right? So here's a question: do you flip this disciple into a? Yeah, you could flip this disciple into a teacher, but you could also leave it there. And I kind of want to leave it there, honestly. Just such a good card. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's sensible. If you actually, what kind of token do you put? Do you put the? I mean, you can't put plus action because it's already in the kingdom. Yeah. I mean, teacher token moves the token. So if you put a Lost Arts token on something and then put the teacher action token, then that doesn't work. Yeah, yeah. Oh, right. That's why we need to wait with the Lost Arts. Yes, obviously. Does credits as action? Oh, that's awkward. That's very awkward. I'd love to get a cemetery here, and I'd totally credit it if I could. Yeah, I feel like Yuri's deck needs a little bit more money in it to be able to actually get the cemeteries. I guess it has estates, so you can replace estates into cemeteries and trash the curses. It's not all hope is lost. Make is two provinces, so is that yeah. And no, he has that. Where do we put this plus card token? I assume this is a plus card token, right? Could be coin. It seems worse. Okay, I mean, it is in the kingdom, but yeah. Yeah, the dream is not coming true, but that's probably fair. We're getting somewhere here, though. Well, the curses are gone, is the thing. Because we can. I think we have Grave Robber and the Ghost. Does the Grave Robber say action or card? Uh, Gain a card, right? So you can just gain a cemetery from the trash and uh, take all of these curses. Yeah. Not much to do. I mean, you could start discipling the replace to grab some more peasants. Mick does have. Mick top decked a frigate. It's worth noting. That's gonna be a little awkward for Yuri. The fact that there is a frigate in Mick's hand. Oh, did he? Oh, I guess. Okay, I did not expect him to buy a frigate at any point, so yeah. Oh, we stole. Okay, I love the fact that we stole Mix Feodum. It just makes me happy. uh, it's lovely. I think the better apprentice food is gold here. But now we finally have money from as Yuri, right? Something we've been missing. Wait, why did he start that turn by trashing a copper? It was not on my radar to start the turn by trashing a copper. Oh, forget, right? Okay. Alright, I already forgot. Okay, what are we doing? Robber. Okay. I don't know what Frigate is pushing here. It's just probably not very good. Yeah. Also, do we win here as Yuri? Do we have it? Grobber? Well, he can buy a province, right? He can disciple a Grobber. Alright, 3 provinces and a duchy is still behind. That's awkward. I mean, I think Yuri wins next turn, right? Well, but like I I don't have like I don't really understand how this engine operates, but what I do understand is that next turn from Yuri is probably gonna be better than this turn, right? I don't actually remember. Right. There we go. Chat is always right. Hey, you're not afraid of a random 5 card hand from Mick to be able to double province, right? It's like not on your radar. So I think I'm just buying a province here and playing the ghost, right? Actually, can we play the ghost? Do we have an action in there? Oh, no. Well, whatever he top deck he must have drawn. Okay, there is a grave robber. That's good. He decided to buy a duchy. Yeah. And there goes the duchy. There's only one apprentice, which is a little awkward. And by a little, I mean very. I suppose he's calculated that he can't win this turn. really isn't that much to gain with this grubber. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if that was the intention. I think it just worked out that way so that the dachi was in his hand and there were no good targets to trash in his hand. Did he top deck this teacher to trash it? Oh hell yeah. Love it. And the money deck does not get there, I'm afraid. Yeah. I don't know, like yeah. And that is already a win in hand. Yep. Who wins in the case of a tie? Who Yuri wins in case of a tie. Okay, so if there is okay, so if Yuri needs to win 3 games to win the match, and Mick needs to win 3.5, then so match point for Yuri, I guess. All right, and this one looks not that exciting to me. Well, there is Rogue and Necromancer. It says trash on the card, okay? Oh, you could wait. Rogue is trashing because you could, if you buy Rogue, you steal the cards from the trash. Hey, yeah, Mason costs 3, I think. Or does it not? It costs 3. No, yeah, all of the tokens is are free. Ooh, Mick hit the good one. Oh wait, Mick took Fool's Gold. That's interesting. Yeah, it's very early to take it. I mean, I guess Mika is just playing Fool's Gold Money? Question mark? Or you just do this. You just play Fool's Gold Money with a Ranger, which is sensible actually. I mean, that's what it looks like to be. I mean, maybe he's gonna add a village and Rangers. Okay, he's. Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's just playing Fool's Golds for Ranger reasons. Yeah. I mean, Yuri is trying to win by throwing all of the Covens at Mech, I think. Yeah, I'm not a believer in this choice by Yuri. Yeah, he should have one, right? He has at least one. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not the fan of the Covens, but maybe they're fast enough. But what if they never dump? He has full skulls, right? So maybe he can also reliably-ish turn his estates into full skulls right now, or soon, with dungeon. Well, not this turn, I suppose. The curses will dump. I somehow doubt that the curses will dump. It's the village. Yeah, it's close enough. I think it's next turn, or maybe you buy one here. And like, I think this. I think Yuri is going to be able to dump the curses into mixed discard, but only into mixed discard, and then Mick is gonna win. He's just gonna get all the provinces. Like, I think he can easily start. I mean, I think he's sort of like close to being done building. Like he could. I guess this is the choice whether he wants another seer or whether he wants a province here. I think Livery is very greedy. Uh, I know. Maybe it's good. I I'm just thinking that I don't need livery if I'm in mixed spot to win this game because my opponent's deck is terrible. It has two covens in it. Maybe we throw in a livery here because, well, the opponent's deck is terrible. Well, I'm not planning to play this game at the point where I have curses in my deck. Yeah, it was a very bold I mean, I assume he's just drawing the discard anyway, so it wasn't really that bold in my opinion. And now we can do the trick, and we have a Fool's Gold. Yeah, Nick's just flying here. We could even go livery Seer Province. Yep. Like, I know, it's... Yeah, it's... Fool's Gold allows triple. A livery and trashing the estate, trashing the last estate into a Fool's Gold also allows triple. Oh, and I think we can do that. Just throw another Seer in there. I mean, don't need to get fancy, yeah. Oh yeah, you can also... Yeah, it's a very good point. Well, yurikamome spent 5 coins on a monument. Like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mick... I don't know if he wants to, but he might want to add more reliability into this. Nah, no. Yeah. I mean, just everything wins. Oh yeah, he can just win next turn. Right. Meanwhile, there are still two curses in the pile, so even if Yurikamame draws deck, there is still not throwing curses into mixed deck. Yeah. Wait, do we have exactly one province in the discard? No, okay, there were some coppers in there. Yeah, well, now it works. Yep. He ended actions. Oh. Oh, right. The Yurikama, but the province, yes. Alright. Yeah, yep. Whoever wins this game is the league champion. Oh my. Oh my god. Sure looks explosive. I think that's the line, Sukur's village. And then you have, yeah, he's very strong. Yeah. I think you probably throw in some towns as well into that. Yeah. There is a nearby magpie in case you want it plus buy. I don't know if you do, but it's a very cheap way. Yeah. I- I'm not sure you like town over flagship. I mean, you might just not want the village that costs 5 and gives you a hex, right? And flagshipping a cursed village is probably worse than town. It really doesn't get better than that for a Dominion opening, right? It, yeah. Do you want a third souk here or do you want the village? I think I want the village. Yeah. What's in the druid? Do we want a druid? It is disappearing money. There is Field's Gift in it. Well, no, because we have 7 right now as yurikamome and Mick. Yeah. Yeah, so the question is, do we want a free druid? I think the answer is yes. Oh. Yeah. I guess they are thinking about souk, right? Because you're already thin is the thing. The problem of going souk is you're gonna be unlikely to hit 7 without the cursed village now. So you're gonna have a hard time adding more souks. Though maybe that's not an issue. I don't know. I think I'm just rambling nonsense here. Yeah. Do you think nearby magpie comes into play? It is very funny. The nearby magpie. No, no. I want to buy 1 magpie so that I have 9 extra buys next turn. Yeah, win the game. Yeah, and Mick decided to take the druid. Yeah, and decides to buy a souk now. Hmm. Yeah, I did not expect that. I mean, I think you want cursed villages here, but maybe not initially. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't need that much draw. I think this is probably the moment to take it, right? Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it is a little awkward. Is it awkward actually? No, it's actually quite good. Okay. Well, yeah. What makes the souk good here, or better to buy than flagship, is because it gets rid of two cards from your deck, or two coppers to be specific. Ooh, misery. The lowest win rate hex, or the highest impact hex. I I think misery is not the worst hex here. I think like greed or plague are probably quite a bit worse because you can like they can only trash 20 cards between each other. This is exactly how many souks are allowing for. Yeah, it's permanent basically. Yeah, I mean it's a permanent junk card in your deck. Yeah, but I think so. Them being free just makes them so good. I mean that the druid is two extra draws here. Fantastic. Yeah, the game just ends soon here. It would be funny. It seems very difficult to play all of them, right? So I think you need like two magpies to go cycle them on your empty deck. Yeah. The problem is you don't. I don't think you have time to do that over 2 turns of how explosive this board is. Yeah. How do you? I mean, okay. If Yuri had, oh, yeah. I know. I should probably give up this whole Magpie idea. I think I want another town for Mick. We're kind of over terminaled. Well, yeah, that's the yes. That's the greed copper. That's yeah. Yuri just does not have enough terminal space now. Oh, never mind. Okay, 22. Do you do the autopile here? Like, do you grab 2 magpies and some other cards and just autopile? Or is that not? Or is it ridiculous? Because that lets you pile out for basically like 0 coins, right? Yeah. I mean, you could pile out curses with the magpie stuff too. Mm. It depends if you need points or not between druids and estates. Yeah, it's probably not right to take the curses. Yeah, 10 coins is. Yeah. Province stops make. Just. Oh, I guess I was gonna say just don't play it, but that seems like a pretty bad idea in my draw to X deck. Oh wait, you need I don't know if you can do it with 2. Don't you need like 3 actually? Is it draws a card, right? So you need 2 cards in the discard when you play the magpie. Yeah, so you need 3 cards in the pile, and they all need to be birds. So you need 3 birds. That's expensive. I mean, you could buy 3 birds here in a province and say I win next turn. Yeah, you could flagship the magpie and set it up with 2. Oof. Yeah. I mean, we can also throw payload into our deck and then start promising next turn. Yeah. I mean, you could throw three magpies and a flagship at it, or three magpies in the town. Do we win next turn if we do that? If estate takes 16. Okay, it does not look like we're doing the magpie thing. Yeah, the magpie autopile is totally the best spec experience. I agree. Yep. I mean, there is a chance that Mick does some awkward play with buying green cards, which causes him a dud because he's afraid of this turn that Yuri has. For all we know. Right, 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 right. Yeah, Mick does has to win next turn. Yeah, the setting up for the Magpie palette doesn't work as well for Mick because Yuri is going to score points anyway this turn because he can't buy anything else. I don't think Deluded killed Yuri. I think this dot killed Yuri. Yeah. I I would say if Yuri has a turn here, he's probably in the lead. Mick does not have a single flagship. I mean, Miserable is so impactful here still. It's like it's so many points, the 2 points. Yeah. I'm okay with like flagship province here for Mick, I think. Yeah, it makes sense that Mick doesn't want a dud. I think I'd rather do like two flagships in a town. Yes, that's why I don't want a lot of flagships. One flagship. Even one flagship double town is good. Which turn is it? Oh, it's turn 8, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Are there other cards? Do you ever like buy double druid or something for for the reasons that that's disappearing money? That you can play a lot better than Sook? Well, flagship is a terminal disappearing money, which is why I don't really want it. Druid is a non-terminal. Yeah, I mean it does a lot more. Yeah, could be. Depends what you play it on. There's a free flagships. Yeah, I mean, he has Wind's Gift to play, so I don't think this is a dud. Yeah, it's a very exciting turn from Yuri. Yeah, I like that. How do we get out of this situation as Mick? Well, that works. I was wondering if you play one druid first, because then you could still flagship a second druid and go for wins into Field's Gift. Oh yeah, here you obviously Field's Gift. It's unfortunate that you. Oh, can you play that suit? You can. Yeah, so you play it for 6 coins. It's the best that it's gonna get. Wind does not get action. Only Fields get net action. This hand's not great. The last card is a town, right? No, it's not. Yuri has 2 towns. Oh, the last card is a cursed village. Yeah. And we can flagship this druid and pretend like this flagship was alright because it copied the druid. How many sooks do we have in the discard? Two. One, two, three, four. So we need 4 actions. Can I have them? Everything is known. Yeah, so it is better to flagship the Cursed Village. Yeah. Flagship Cursed Village, play Druid, play one Sook. Or play two Sook? You can probably play two Sook, play Druid, play Cursed Village. Well, yeah. I mean, there is one way to play this hand, right? I think there is one way to maximize money. There are no gainers, so. Or is there something else? Yeah, like it does take a while to work it out. Oh wait, you go to 4 actions. You draw 2, you have 1 Sook in the discard. Your hand is 3 Sooks. A Druid, a Flagship, and a Cursed Village. You get rid of the Druid. And then it's better to copy the last Sook, I think, or is it same difference? Don't actually know. Yeah, I don't know how the order affects things. If the flagship, yeah, yeah, I guess you could also you could also play the Cursed Village first. I think that's worse to play the Cursed Village first though. Like play this Cursed Village then flagship a Cursed Village. That sounds worse. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that was not on my mind. We have 5 terminals and 4 actions now. I hate this. Yeah. I mean, like the nice thing about this turn is you don't need to count piles. Like you don't need to look at piles before you do the turn. You just get the most coins out of this turn possible, I think. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Unless we somehow want to end the unless we want to end the turn of a flagship. Yeah, instead of flagshipping a druid. Yeah, and then we can play all the cards and yeah. Or did we? Okay, we counted the buys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, by 1 win. All right. Well, huge congratulations to Mick. He's he's our season. Yeah. Yeah. He's our season some number league champion. It's definitely the 20th time. Sure. For the 20th time. Yeah. And we hope to see you for the next time uh for the next season. We have quite a long break with the championship coming in between, which is usually the time where the most Dominion matches are being played. So definitely tune into that. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Bye.